A couple days ago, the usage stats and tier shifts for Gen 9 competitive singles released, and there were some very big tier shifts that happened throughout the different tiers. In this month, 5 Pokemon dropped out of the Gen 9 overused tier to the underused tier, with one very notable drop being Greninja, which was a Ubers Pokémon in Gen 6 and a meta-defining Pokemon in Gen 7. In this video I will explain every drop that occurred in Gen 9 overused. Starting off with Armarouge dropped down as it was kind of a niche Pokemon in the overused tier to begin with. It's a great Pokemon on psychic terrain teams with Indeedee, but that's literally its only niche. On its own, Armarouge struggles against the Gen 9 OU meta, especially very common Pokemon like Kingambit, Golden Go, Dragapult and Roaring Moon. Armarouge can be a good option on Sun teams, but even then it gets outclassed by Ironmod as a Sun abuser. Volcarona is also a better fire type setup sweeper since it has more bulk, Quiver Dance, Morning Sun and some defense utility as well, being able to check the top 4 Pokemon in the tier and more. Armarouge is only good if Psychic Terrain is good, and even then it's still a gimmicky team. Cyclosaur was originally banned to the Ubers tier because of how good it was at abusing the move Shed-Tail. Recently it got unbanned and Shed-Tail got banned instead, so it was once again legal in the overused tier. The main reason Cyclosaur dropped is because it didn't even have a chance to get enough usage in the overused tier. Cyclosaur does have a niche as it is basically Tornadus Therian from Gen 8 at home. It is a Ghost fast pivot with Regenerator and great utility moves like Knockoff, Rapid Spin, Taunt and U-Turn. It has some potential as a pivot, but it does have lackluster defensive stats. It really depends on if its utility is worth enough to slot it on a team, so it might be OU next month, we have to wait and see. Greninja got massively nerfed in Gen 9, as its ability Protean now only changes its typing on the first move it uses rather than every move. It does reset upon switching out, but not when on the battlefield. This severely hurts Greninja as it now loses stab on all of its other moves after changing its typing, significantly reducing its damage output on offensive sets. This forces Greninja to use a choice set with Choice Scarf or Choice Specs, as those sets are locked into a move anyway, or it has to use its ability Torrent, which is not great. Greninja's ability Battle Bond is also not even in the game yet, so it can't use that either. Greninja is also not the strongest Pokemon around, having a 103 special attack stat, so losing step on its moves hurts it a lot. Greninja also struggles with Assault Vest Toxapex, which has been rising up in usage a lot lately. Aside from that, Greninja faces heavy competition from Walking Wake as a specially offensive water type. Walking Wake is stronger, can take advantage of both Rain and Sun, and can abuse Sun to gain 2 very powerful step moves with 120 and 130 base power respectively, and it gains a special attack or speed boost from Sun as well, making it both stronger and faster than Greninja. Greninja also faces competition from Meowscarada as a Protean user. Meowscarada is slightly faster, a bit stronger and has better step moves. It's also a better lead to hazard setter than Greninja. Not to mention that a lot of defensive Pokemon like Garganacl run Terra Water, making it harder for Greninja to break through teams. Greninja is still a solid Pokemon overall, but in Gen 9 it's just outclassed at the moment. Things might change when it gets access to Battle Bond though with Pokemon Home. Samurott dropping is not really surprising. Samurott has not been a great Pokemon in competitive singles ever since its introduction. Samurott's stats are not great. It's not that strong, it's very slow and not really bulky. Its offensive typing is not that great either, and its move pool is very lackluster. I don't really have a lot to say about this Pokemon. It's never really been good and it will probably stay that way until its cousin from the Hisuian region arrives. Typhlosion had a small niche on Sun teams, but it's basically the same case as Samurott. Typhlosion has never been a great Pokemon in competitive singles. Typhlosion is not that strong, though it does have a solid speed stat. Typhlosion's offensive typing is not great either, and it lacks coverage moves too, being limited to Focus Blast for Garganacl and Extrasensory, or however you pronounce that, for Toxapex. Typhlosion can be very strong on Sun teams with Terra Fire and Eruption, especially with Choice Specs, but it really thrives on slower, bulkier teams. You can use Joy Scarf, but that makes it weaker, and Taplosion relies on being healthy as it needs the max power of Eruption. This is kind of difficult since Taplosion is not that bulky, doesn't have a great defensive typing, and most importantly is weak to Stealth Rock, so it takes 25% every time if those are up, significantly reducing its damage output from Eruption. Its abilities are also not great, and is outclassed on some teams by Iron Moth, just like Armarouge. If you want to know more about why Shadow got banned or why Greninja used to be a perfect competitive Pokemon, check out my videos on the screen now. Let me know your thoughts about these teardrops, and thank you for watching.